again, in the whole philosophy and spirit, new age religion of Thelema. It sounds lovely, you know, about do as thou will, love, and everything like that. But it's all gonna lead you to a one-way narrow path to destruction. All right. This is Proverbs. Wait before I say it. There's a scripture I'm looking for. No. This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You see what I'm saying? So, even though the times that we're in, you know, the ways and philosophy of this world, it seems right. It seems lovely. You know, love, peace, acceptance, do as thou wilt, follow your own path, your own destiny. It sounds wonderful, but this is all thoughts and philosophies that are against the intention of the Heavenly Father. The scripture says that the whole duty of man is to keep the Most High's laws and commandments. This is the whole duty of man. Not to do as you will. You know what I'm saying? And love, even itself, people talk about love like that's an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Acceptance. You know, that mankind has put their own definition on that word. But when you go in the scriptures, keeping those very same commandments that the Most High has told us to rehearse and to keep, that in itself shows us how to love your neighbor. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? So, it seems right to do these things, but yet, where's it going to lead you to? Proverbs, verse 7, right? Proverbs 7. Damn, you know, I want to read the whole chapter, but you know, I can't because like it's interest of time. You know what I mean? Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. Wisdom is talking about these scriptures. Should it say what? In 2 Timothy 3, verse 15, that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, that's able to make thee wise unto salvation, man. You know what I mean? Verse 5, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words, speaketh smoother than oil, by much fair speeches. You know what I mean? This is what this society pushes on our people, man. That new age religion. Love and doing as thou wilt. That Thelema thing produced by Aleister Crowley, man. That Thelema, the new age religion, again, like I already said, that Aleister Crowley founded in the early 19th century. Right? That it may keep you from the strange woman, from the stranger who flatters with her words. Right? For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and behold, among the simple ones I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house. So he went straight and took on that philosophy. You know what I mean? So I said, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, okay? And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot and subtle of heart. Right. In the what it says the black and dark night. The dark night talks about gross darkness covering the people. In a wicked time of global deceit and ignorance of the Most High, it said, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. Because a harlot is known for just doing as she pleases, having no discipline, doing as she wilt, all about pleasure and love. Okay? not taking heed to order and laws and commandments, right? And the tie of a harlot and subtle of heart, subtle, because that's how did the devil come? The devil or the serpent was the most subtle, or more than any creature in the world, man, in the field, right? Because that's how Esau deals. He deals with subtlety, gradualism, stealth. He's that ninja. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house, because this is not institutionalized law. You know what I mean? Now this is the philosophy of the world, the wine of Babylon. This is what's emphasized. This is what's practiced. This is what's common practice among the people. This is the new age religion. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. Okay? So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. Yeah, because the scripture says, be vigilant, because the devil, the devil, let me get it, man. Because the scriptures say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, bro. So hold on. Where's it? This is first epistle of Peter, right? First Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about where? In the streets. Okay? Seeking whom he may devour, whom resist steadfast in the faith. So, but this guy, the simple ones, he wasn't in the faith. He says he was void of understanding. Okay? So we who are in the faith, we're going to resist the devil, okay? Understanding that what's going on. Because our people that are void of understanding, they don't understand the times that they're in. They really are not. They're simple. They're just going about there every day, not realizing that the things that they do, that they're engaging in, the behaviors, the mannerisms that they're incorporating in their personality, is really has its roots in Satanry, man. Their idols, the people who they favoritize, the lyrics that they're listening to, all has spirits attached to it. And if you're not in this faith, you're going to follow these different spirits, man. That's why people dress up and hairstyles like these different celebrities, copying their mannerisms. The scripture says, the servant shall be as his master. Our people are being like their master, man. Following these Satanists. But we that's in this faith who resist all that, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Okay? That's right. Let's go back to Proverbs 7, verse 15. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Love. You know what I mean? The concept of love again. Until the morning, let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He has gone a long journey. You see? So basically, our people have fallen in love with the philosophies of Babylon. They really have. They've fallen in love with this place, man. And falling in love with this place is the greatest stumbling stone into our people, and it's the greatest stumbling stone which ultimately is going to lead them to nuclear destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture says, it's high time to wake out of sleep, knowing the time, man. It's high time that we wake out of sleep. The Romans, man, the book of Romans. Our people are still in slumber mode. They're void of understanding. They don't realize that Satan has devoured them. They're in the clutches of the spiritual demon Satan. And you see it, man, when you stand out there in the streets and I'm prophesying in the street. You see our people. They're on that steady pathway to destruction. Even though the Most High is pouring his spirit out before them, using us, the prophets. But anyway, it says, he have taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. So our people are being deceived by the powers that be into this new age way of thinking, behaving. You know what I mean? Don't realize it because it's all to do with gradualism, indirection. This is bear me for a sec. I get Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. What's that talking about? Esau has put the wine bottle of Babylon to the lips of the Israelites, his own brethren, just to make us drunk, just so he can look at our nakedness. Because we as a people, what clothes us, what dignifies us and gives us integrity is the Holy Bible. But Esau is not set up to give us the truth. Esau is set up to forge lies, deceit, to make us drunk, to make us fall out of the way. So, we be naked in the sight of the Most High. And the Most High ain't gonna let no naked man into his feast. Imagine if you set a feast, a supper, and a man showed up without his clothes on. You can say, man, come out the hall, man, and take yourself home and put on some clothes. Well, that's what's gonna happen at the end of this time. The majority of our people are gonna be butt naked in the sight of Yahweh Shai and the holy angels. And you can't be looking on a man's nakedness. That's a part of the law. So the majority of our people are gonna have to die because they've bowed their knee to Thelema, the spiritual demon Satan, man, because they were not discerning the times that they were in. So, right, the scripture I was gonna get was Proverbs. Bear with me. Proverbs 28, verse 10. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit, but the upright shall have good things in possession. Right, the scripture says that whoso causeth the righteous, who's the righteous? The righteous is us, the Israelites. And whoso causeth us to go astray in an evil way, he's going to fall into his own pit. So the scriptures say that, so we've been led astray in an evil way. Who did that? Esau. Okay? And he's going to wind up tasting of his own blessing, which is the sword, the nuclear destruction. And that's the pit that he's going to fall into. The Most High is going to cause him to fall into because he did this to us. Right? But there's another scripture. Bear me. Proverbs 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them, man. So we've been seduced. The way of the wicked has seduced us into an evil way that ultimately is going to get us destroyed, man. So we got to put on the whole armor to defend ourselves against the wiles of this man. The wiles that Esau's putting forth is these different celebrities, Christianity, the modern day Christianity, which is pushing forward concepts and ideologies of Thelema, which is the New Age religion. That's what's really going on in these churches, the New Age religion, man. The Christianity you're seeing now in these churches has nothing to do with the Christianity that was being taught 2,000 years ago or by the holy apostles and disciples and Yahweh Shai, man. Do you understand? And I'm going to go into that a little bit, but let me finish this. This is Proverbs 7, verse 21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks. Remember I told you, our people on a one-way track. Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Our people don't realize that them trying to find their life here and going after the course of this world is ultimately they're going to lose their life in the end. Because you're standing in the path of sinners, man. Alright? Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth, through us the prophets. Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. For she have cast down many wounded. Okay? Many of our people are going to be destroyed, man. Many great miseries shall fall upon them on the latter time, because they walked in great pride. More are the children of the desolate than are the children of the married wife, man. Isaiah spoke about this. It's either Isaiah or Jeremiah. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death, man. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we got to be careful about what type of spirits we're entertaining out here, man. Because it's all, the scriptures talk about, again, spiritual wickedness in high places. All these entities, these demonic spirits is being pushed out there by the powers that be. Do you understand? And the powers that be are our enemies. These are the enemies of the Most High. This is, bear me for a sec. Psalms 139, verse 19. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody men. For they speak against thee wickedly. They speak against the Most High wickedly. Right? And thine enemies take thy name in vain. Right? The enemies of the Most High take his name in vain, man. So they're conjuring up different ways to rebel against the Most High. They've got a counterfeit Bible. They use the Bible as a way to search out iniquities, to search out sin. Because you don't know sin but by the laws and commandments. Paul said that. I didn't know sin but by the law. Let me get that. It's Romans. Hold on. Bear me for one sec. Yeah, there it is. This is Romans chapter 7, verse 7. What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had not known sin but by the law. For I had not known lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. So Esau, whatever the Most High says not to do, Esau will promote it. Showing you that Esau is very much aware of the laws and commandments of the Most High. He has a counterfeit Bible, a Bible of transgression. And I believe that was really all founded by Aleister Crowley, man, because he developed, I think it was him that developed a Satan book, man, a Satan Bible, if I'm not mistaken, man. You can look into it. You got to look into these things, man, and really got to look into these things, because a lot of the philosophies, the main philosophies of this world, are all deriving from the teachings of Aleister Crowley. The scriptures call this place the mistress of witchcrafts, man. Astrologers and stargazers and that. It's deep, man. let me finish this off, and then I'll get into what I was talking about. The Psalms 139, verse 20. For they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. You see? Do not I hate them, O Yahweh, that hate thee? Am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee? I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. So these are the enemies of the Most High. So they're the enemies of us, man. We should count these people our enemies. You understand? Like I was going into with this Aleister Crowley stuff. Because I was talking about the 3 statements that distill the practice and ethics of Thelema, right? Because I mentioned the first 2 in the previous video. The last one is every man and every woman is a star. Every man and every woman is a star. You got to pay attention to this. Okay, which is to say that in the 20th century era cosmology, if you implied it is implied that persons doing their own wills are like stars in the universe, right? Basically, this is promoting individualism, or you are your own God. This is why there's a new philosophy out here. I'm my own God. I am God. I'm my own God, meaning I have my own purpose. I'm in charge of my own destiny. You know, there's no such thing as free will. The Most High is not in control of me. I form my own destiny. I create my own path. It's all ways of rebelling against the Most High. This is a philosophy that's a part of the New Age religion called Thelema, again founded by Aleister Crowley. Individualism, you are your own God, occupying a time. So basically, we are stars in the universe, occupying a time and position in space, yet distinctly individual and having an independent nature from one another. So we all finding our own path in life. And this is why it's very difficult to get women, man, to consent to tradition. This is all modernism, man. It's all modern way of thinking. And this was causing the confusion, and this was causing the frustration in men, the frustration in women, because there is a certain way that things are supposed to be. And Aleister Crowley and his philosophies and this New Age religion is causing the confusion, man. Is causing the frustration. That's why the scripture says, because iniquity, because sin is abounding in this world, the love of many is waxing cold. Okay? Because the laws and commandments of the Most High teach and educate people how to show love towards one another. Thou shalt not do this to your neighbor. Thou shalt not do that to your neighbor. Thou shalt not do that to your neighbor. Do you understand? And this society that we're in teaches against true love, man. And really is promoting hatred in the guise of love. In the disguise of love and acceptance. But really is promoting hatred and confusion, man. In the name of Satan. Our people don't know it because they're simple, they're void of understanding. Like an ox going straight way to the stocks, man, to the slaughter. But yeah, going back to Maccabees. Let's go back to Maccabees now. 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Right? Again, love, acceptance. Yeah? Regardless of ethnicity, sexuality, gender, religion. Yeah? And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Right? Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. Keyword religion. and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Right. Let's look at the word religion. The word religion means, when you look it up, it means the belief in and worship of a supernatural controlling power or God, or a God, right? Or it can also mean a particular system of faith and worship. Now, when you look up the word religion, I believe it's in the Latin, it means to bind. If you're binding yourself to a certain set of spiritual vows or monotheistic vows. All right? Like, for example, the Jews, we, the Israelites, we're bound to the Most High. This is our religion, you could say. To keep His laws, the commandments, the faith. This is our conversation. Right? So, yeah. So, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols. This is history, okay? Going into the time of the Greeks, when the Greeks pretty much conquered Judea and forced us into the practice and religion of Greco-Rome, right? And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath, right? Sacrificing onto idols, because remember, we consented to this religion of acceptance and everybody coming together, which is basically what this society that we're in promotes, the same thing. And many of our people have consented to this new age religion, this way of thinking. And who are they sacrificing to? Let me get for 1 sec. Bear with me for 1 sec. This is Psalms. No. Corinthians, right? Yeah. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 18. Behold, Israel after the flesh, right? Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than He? The majority of our people are provoking the Most High to jealousy, man. One of the first commandments is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. But our people, that when you think of sacrificing, you're thinking of, you would sacrifice like an animal to please whatever deity you're in worship to, you're in reverence to, right? But sacrificing can also be just praise, man. You're praising or you're worshiping that in particular deity. Now, let me get Psalms 96. Hold on. No, that's not the one. Oh, man. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Bear with me. That's not the one. Here it is. Found it. Psalms 116, verse 16. Oh, Yahweh, truly I am thy servant. I am thy servant, and the son of thine handmaid. Thou hast loosed my bonds. I will offer to thee the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call upon the name of Yahweh. So, sacrificing isn't just sacrificing the animal, you just sacrificing thanksgiving. praise, you in worship or in reverence to an entity. But in this case that our people are in right now, our people are not deliberately seeking after Satan, man. You know, that's not really in the spirit of our people to go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? But we're being tricked into doing it covertly. You know what I mean? Esau's operating under coercion. He's setting up certain, like I said, celebrities, puppets, certain simple-minded individuals from among our people and setting up in positions of influence in the music industry, in entertainment, and seducing our people into the worship of these demonic entities, man. Do you understand? That's why you see our people, they're doing what they're doing, man. It's all about going to the clubs. It's all about getting them cars, the lifestyle, the stage, you know, trying to be the man, the pride of life, the lust of the eyes, you know, the fashions of this world. And this is all idolatry. This is all idolatry. This is the worship. Your mind is set upon the world and the pleasures of the world. You're not, the Most High is not in all your thoughts. You can't worship you can't, what does it say? Can't partake at the altar of devils and at the altar of the Most High. Do you understand? So the time is coming, man, where our people, you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose what side you're on. Right now, you've had, in the time of your liberty, you've had the luxury of partaking in the benefits of Babylon. But like I said, as we're getting closer to the end, Esau is going to start really coming down with the wickedness and really putting it in the faces of our people. Listen, you are going to take this. I want you to show your allegiance to this system by taking this implant. Okay? Because Esau wants control. He wants to know who's really allied with him and who isn't. He wants control of everybody. He wants to monitor everybody, to track everybody, and that through the implant. And those of our people that refuse to consent, he's going to take them out. Do you understand? So we're getting closer to that time. Right, Psalms 96 verse 4. For Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. So we're meant to fear Yahweh Bashim Shai. Not man. What did King David say? The Lord is my strength. I shall not fear what man can do unto me, right? Right, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. All the gods of the nations are devils. Okay? But Yahweh made the heavens. You see? So let's go back to 1 Maccabees 1:43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols, or devils, and profaned the Sabbath. Right? That's right. That's right. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols or devils, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, man. This is what Esau is trying to do in his modern day and age. The main meat that Esau promotes in this society is swine's flesh, man. Pork. Do you understand? Which is an abomination for us to digest. It's unclean. The Most High stated what laws, okay, you're supposed to observe, man. Dietary laws, putting difference between clean and unclean. When you go inside these churches, you know, say they're eating pork all up in there, man. Or swine's flesh all up in there. Yeah, they ain't putting no difference between clean and unclean. That'll show you that the spirit, these churches have nothing to do with the Bible. Okay? Nothing to do with it. The Spirit of the Most High is not dealing with these churches. Oh, Lord. Let me get it, man. This is Malachi. Malachi 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. So the law should be at the mouth of the pastors and priests. Is the law and commandments coming out their mouth? No, they're actually saying, oh, the laws have been done away with. Now we're justified by faith. So basically, again, the Alistair Crowley, do as thou wilt. You know, the Thelema religion, the New Age religion. That's what's being promoted in these churches. Feminism. Women are teaching men, when the Bible clearly teaches against that. Same-sex marriages. The Bible is hell against that. You know what I mean? Hell, yeah, like I said, everything has been turned upside down. That's why our people are deceived. And no, it's not even little kids, because you're thinking that it's easy to deceive a little child. No, you're seeing grown adults, man. Grown adults, elderly people. They're underneath this strong delusion that Esau has put upon them. Really, that the Most High has put upon them using Esau. But on the front end, Esau's put upon them. And the scriptures do talk about being circumspect, man. We have to be circumspect, man. You have to be vigilant and sober-minded in these times, man, because the devil, like I said, the source of his power is deception. Ephesians 5 verse 14, wherefore he saith, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Light, what does light do? Light shines in the darkness and helps you to see where you're going. But if you're in the darkness, you groping at the darkness, you don't know where you're going. You're lost. And if you're lost, that makes it more easy for the devil to devour you, because the shepherd isn't with you. You know where you're going because the shepherd is with you. You comforted. You know where you're going. You're not lost. You're not in the cold. Right? See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. What does circumspect mean? Circumspect means circum or circumference, or circle or circuit. Okay? And inspect, like Specsavers, man. You can see all around. You know what I mean? You got an acute understanding of what's going on. You're discerning the times you're in. Okay? So it says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. The scriptures is telling you the times that we're in. But our people discredit the Bible because, again, they've been deceived. They've been led to think that the Bible is a white man's book. And that's why it's very important to listen to what we're saying, man, because our people, when I'm out there prophesying and a nigga come up, you know, you come up to me, right? I got a message. This nigga think he got his message, so he's trying to debate me. He's trying to say, why should I listen to you? What makes you think you a prophet? That's his thing. You know, he doesn't realize that the Most High set up men to deliver his word, man. You know, so our people, they're walking after the flesh and not after the spirit, man. The spirit is they're not walking spiritually. You have to be spiritual in the times we're in. You have to be spiritual in the times we're in, man. You got to be spiritual, because the powers that be, they're spiritual. They're very spiritual, but on the left-hand side, though. You know what I mean? And they're the masters of the flesh. They know how to entice the flesh. The flesh, or the animal instinct, craves for wickedness, easily manipulated and influenced by evil, by sin, transgression. And Esau's the master of that. You know, and our people are going in that pathway. But yeah. Verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Who's going to tell you the will of the Lord? The prophets. So you have to listen to us, man, no matter what you think about us. That's the greatest difficulty for a so-called black man and black woman, is to humble yourselves down to another so-called black man. You know? Because our people got that pride. You know? They got that pride in them. That competitive spirit. So it says, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Is that talking about literal wine? No, that's talking about excess of wine, talking about philosophy, man. Because our people are filled with the philosophies of this world, man. That's why it's very difficult to get this message across to them. It's almost like you battling the spirits. All right? Yeah, that's right. So, you know, these churches, they've been set up to deceive our nation. Okay? And set up by who? The powers that be. And the powers that be, they're not set up to tell the truth. So these, you know damn sure that these churches don't set up to bring you the truth. Where they depict, you go inside these churches, I've been in churches where they're depicting white people as being the angels. When you go in the Bible now, it tells you about the plague of leprosy. Now, why would the heavenly righteous angels have a skin disorder, man? Where they got no melanin? Was not Yahushua healing individuals that were lepers? So why would the heavenly angels, the righteous ordered angels that love to do the commandments of the Most High, why would they have leprosy? Why would the Messiah have leprosy? Why would God have a leprosy? You know what I mean? Like, God is a white man, you know. So, again, this is the deceptions that have taken sway over our people. This is 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you, okay, by any means. For that day shall not come except they come a falling away first. So the day of the Lord won't come unless we as a people fall away. We have fell away. We fell away from our heritage. We become lost. We have fallen. We become the tail and not the head. Okay? We call to our enemies for the want of all things. We have fallen away and lost sense of who we are. Our very identity, our very culture. We are against one another. We're at war with one another. Right? And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who, this man of sin, who's the man of sin? Esau. Esau. What is sin? Sin is a transgression of God's laws. When you go to 1 John 3 verse 4. Esau promotes everything that the Bible condemns, man. He promotes it. He prescribes it into his laws. He legalizes it. He turns everything on his head, upside down. That's the power of the devil. The turning of things upside down. You know, making evil good and putting good for evil. That's the power of the devil. And he does it very subtly too. And so this man is being revealed. You know them, you know Esau by his fruit. You know the wicked by their fruits. The son of perdition. The word perdition means utter destruction. Because he brings destruction on planet Earth. And he's going to fall into his own pit. That which he sowed, he's going to reap that same destruction. Because the nuclear missiles is going to be the end of him. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. You see? So these churches, you know, Esau is all up in these churches, showing himself that he's the angels, you know, the apostles, the prophets, you know, and that all goes back to the Renaissance period of the 14th, 13th, 14th century of you know, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, where they painted, you know, all these portraits and, you know, certain artworks of, you know, the divine beings in their image, in their likeness. And they portrayed all these portraits and artworks all in these Roman Catholic churches. So all the daughters of these institutions of Christianity, Baptist Christianity, Jehovah Wickedness, Satan's Day Adventists, all of these subcategories of Christianity, they all incorporated that same devilry, should I say, the deceit, and this very same modern day Christianity was pushed upon our people to the point where a large proportion of our people think that the Bible is a white man's book, and it isn't. You was taught lies. We, the prophets, are teaching you, renewing your minds with the truth that has been kept hidden, but is now being manifested in these last days. Okay? Before the end come, the scriptures talk about that this gospel will be preached to the four corners, and then shall the end come. You know what I mean? Right. Back in 1 Maccabees 1 verse 47, right? Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice of swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable of all manner of cleanness and profanation. This is Esau's work. He's trying to deceive the Most High's children, which are the Israelites, our people, so that we can't come back onto the Most High, because you have no faith in the Most High. We got more faith in the world and all, you know, the philosophies of this world, and put no trust in the Most High. Verse 49, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. Right. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, man. You know what I mean? And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee to succor. So you have some of our people that wouldn't bow their knee to Baal. Okay? Now the 15th day of the month of Casleu, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. These are all devils. Okay? And burned incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, which they found, they burnt them with fire. Right? And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law and commandments of the Most High, right? The king's commandment was that they should put him to death. So a time is going to come where they're going to persecute us. This bold Esau is going to come as the times to come. As Esau is becoming more bold, we're pushing forward his wicked agenda, all right? Push forward his evil vibration in the earth, using these different celebrities and modern day rap artists, you know, say like Lil Nas X. You know, obviously this man, Lil Nas X, you know, I kind of been told about him that, you know, he came from a very dysfunctional household. You know, he's a sodomite, but his mom is I bet she was into like crack or alcohol addiction, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And he's not even helping his mom out. because apparently, he's been hurt by his mom. A lot of Jake children, you grow up in houses and you try to help your mom out, and it hurts, man, because your mom can't change. You can't help somebody that's drug addicted, man. You can't help them. Like my little brother, the drugs, the pills that Esau subscribes to our people, he tries to say that it's helping our people. Actually, is making them even worse. The drugs that these doctors and these pharmaceuticals are given to our people in these mental institutions and stuff like that, it makes our people's condition even worse. And you can't help somebody who's not right in the head, man, who's addicted to certain things, man. You can't help them. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Lil Nas X, regardless of his life story, he's being used by the powers that be to push forward a wicked spiritual energy into the earth, man. Okay? To seduce the inhabitants thereof into an evil way. He's being used. Right? And so this is an example of how bold the elites are becoming now. Certain clothes that says sinner on it, such as like, why would you put sinner on somebody's t-shirt and then put it and sell it at a retail store? Why would you? That shows you that that this place is run off of wickedness, man. And they're being more bold with this shit. And as they're getting bolder, they're gonna cut down and clamp down on people that oppose this agenda, which is gonna be us, man. So you better know that a time's gonna come where they're gonna seek to get rid of us. They're gonna seek to kill us, and as more as Esau is pushing out this agenda, we need to get closer with the Lord, man. We need to get closer with Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, man. We need to get deeper into the scriptures, man. Now ain't the time to be putting back. There's guys in this truth who I know personally that fell out, man, in these times. Isn't that scary? Showing you that certain brothers, they're not discerning the time, man. Can you imagine that in a time like this, certain guys fell out? Showing you that you might know the time you're in, but unless the Most High is with you, you're not going to endure to the end. You might know the times you're in. You might actually see the chariots, because this same brother that I'm talking about, he was with us at camp, witnessing the chariots, man, at the camp, flying, gliding across the firmament. He witnessed it with his own two eyes, but yet he still fell out. Back in the day, I thought that how could you fall out after you see the signs, you see all these things, man? How could you fall out? It don't make sense. But showing you that it's spiritual, man. The Most High can still take that which He gave. So yeah. So and when verse 56, and when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And wheresoever was found with any the book of the testament, or if any consented to the law of the Most High, right? The king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. Now the 5th and 20th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of the Most High. Okay? This is amazing. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, and they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses, and slew them that had circumcised them. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a time of great death. It says the devil will come down with great wrath because he knows he got a short time. This devil knows he don't have all the time in the world to rule. Okay? He sees the UFO sightings, man. So-called UFO sightings. They're not UFOs. These are the chariots of the Most High. But there's many sightings that he's recording. The latest news report is that the so-called UFO sightings have doubled in New York City, man. So Esau knows that his rulership is coming to a close. He don't have all the time. He has an appointed time. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died. And there was great, very great wrath upon Israel, man. Very great wrath upon Israel. So there's going to be very great wrath, man, upon our people in the time to come. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of our people that are simple, that take no heed, there's going to be a lot of death in the time to come. Because our people, they chose who they want to worship. They chosen Thelema, the New Age religion, over the worshipping of Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. They chose that, knowing they must die. By them choosing this New Age world of thinking, they've denied the Most High. They denied him. They're ashamed of him. So what do you think when Yahweh Shai come back? Yahweh Shai going to be ashamed of them? You know, you got to pick what side you're on. You can't just be aimlessly living your life in Babylon thinking that no evil shall fall upon you. Evil is going to fall upon us, man. See, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, that say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us, man. It will. You know? Oh, this is Psalms 116. Verse 15. Let me start with verse 14. I will pay my vows. Let me start with verse 13. I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. What is the cup of salvation? These scriptures, this faith. You got to take this cup, man. Drink it, man. And hope to the end that you get saved, man. That you're delivered from the destruction to come. And call upon the name of Yahweh. That's also a part of the cup of salvation. I will pay my vows unto Yahweh now in the presence of all his people. How do we pay our vows? By doing this work. Pushing this gospel. And we're doing it in the presence of all of our people. Precious in the sight of Yahweh is the death of his saints, man. So even unto death, you got to be faithful. Just like our people died, you had a segment of our people that chose rather to die than to make their souls abominable by eating unclean meats and sacrificing unto devils, man, during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes. There's nothing new under the sun, man. You know? And so spirits, reincarnation is a real thing. Okay? But, you know, I've overlapped. But with that, man, Shalom, you know, be circumspect, man. Be circumspect, excuse me. Be circumspect. Shalom.